guys, it's me again. Um, I have an issue that I wanted to talk to you all about today. It kind of, it really hits home for me, and I'm sure it hits home for a lot of other people. It is about the sizing areas for clothes. Recently, I would say within the last 3 or 4 years, this new thing has come about that's called supersize. I don't know if any of you have heard of this, but essentially, plus size used to be from anywhere between a size 14, 16, and up. It just encompassed all those sizes. Now, there's this super size, which runs from, depends on the designer, but it runs from about 4, 5X plus. Now, I also have to mention that up until recently, a lot of places didn't really cater to the lower, or excuse me, the higher end of plus size. Because again, plus size is about a 16 and up. So you would see lots of 16s, 18s, 20s, 22s usually, but like 24, 26, 28, you never really saw. Fashion Bug, Lane Bryant, all of Lane Bryant stores, Catherine's, Cacique, all of those were about the only ones that really catered to that higher end of plus size. If you couldn't afford, which most people couldn't, if you couldn't afford that, then you were shit out of luck. You know, there was nothing on that, lower price range unless you wanted to make your own clothes, which is great. I'm not saying it's not, but unless you want to make your own clothes or trove thrift stores all day, you weren't going to find anything. Now, Walmart kind of, I've noticed, has picked up the ball a little bit. They have the threes, the fours, the 5Xs. I actually buy a lot of pants from Walmart because they go up to a 5X, which another thing is with the addition of the super size, the other sizes have seemed to go down. Because back when I was wearing 3 and 4Xs, they fit perfect. And then all of a sudden, I was getting 3Xs and they would hardly fit. A perfect example, I bought this gorgeous coat from QVC, from Dennis Basso. I loved QVC because although they don't have a lot of goth stuff, they had a lot of black stuff, and their sizing was just perfect. It was always consistent. And I had a Dennis Basso coat in a 3X, and it fit perfectly fine. So this was about 2 years ago. I bought this gorgeous PVC gunmetal gray, trenchy looking coat. I get it here in the mail about a week later, and it did not fit. I had to rip the lining out, and then it just fit. Considering I paid $150 for this coat, I was still going to wear it, and I ended up, I think it was this past year, I couldn't wear it anymore because it didn't fit in the shoulders very well at all, or the arms, and I actually ripped the PVC out of the arms because it didn't fit, and I was pretty determined to wear it. So, the 3X coat that I bought from there a year previous was actually loose on me, and now this 3X coat that I buy is basically ripping off of my body. So that's another thing with this new super sizes. A lot of the 3s and 4s, and I would even say sometimes 2Xs are getting smaller. And again with the super size, it's embarrassing to say I'm in a super size. It's bad enough when you're in a plus size, But now, with this super size, that's really embarrassing to be like, yeah, I'm a super size. And all I can think to myself is, I'm not a fucking meal at McDonald's, I'm not. So, I have some tips for people who are even in the plus size, because, you've been in the plus size. Just let me say this real fast. In the plus size section, you'll notice all the clothes in plus size sections are geared towards, like, I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but they're geared towards, like, those 50, 60-ish people, you know, like up in that age bracket, like the clothes that they have there are just disgusting. I'm sorry. There's like no other way. I mean, personally for me, they're disgusting. You know, I would never, ever, ever, ever wear anything. Occasionally, I'll buy something from like Kmart or Target because it's black and just basic black. And that's what I'm going to touch upon right now. Money's tight everywhere, you know, with the economy and everything. And because you can't find a lot of goth clothes, period, let alone for plus size people, this is a tip that I've been using for years. Go into these stores and just buy basic black clothing, black shirts, black tops, everything, just straight black. You know, that sounds boring, but what I'm saying is you just buy straight black, and then really you need to do something to it, you know. I actually went through a period where I just spent a year wearing all black, and that was it. Like no lace or embellishments or anything like that, and it was quite drab and boring. So this is my advice to all of you plus size ladies. The shirt that I'm wearing is a black tank top that I got at Target. Or excuse me, no, I think this was from Kmart. Again, their plus size section is terrible. It's very, very tiny and there's nothing in there. But over this past summer, I found a bunch of these black tops, which I love because not only were they, you know, they have like this lace detail. See how big the straps are? That's another thing that I find with a lot of plus size clothing. Um, the straps, if you're getting like tank tops and stuff, they're really tiny. And I don't know about anybody else, but most plus size women I know, their bra straps here, I don't even care. I'll show you too. This is my bra strap. It's huge. It's huge. And you really need that extra support because a lot of plus size women are well endowed in the chesticles. So I liked it because, you know, it's got the wide lace here. But what I have done in previously is to take those spaghetti strap tank tops and just add your own lace so it covers up your bra straps, you know? Just like that. Like this works really well to cover up the bra strap. If you don't sew, because I don't sew and I make a lot of my clothing, if you don't sew, don't worry. There's tons of things that you can do that don't involve sewing. There's a product that I use a lot called Liquid Stitch, and it's just like a glue-based product, and it works really well for, you know, gluing different fabrics together and whatnot. Also, you can get bias tape, I think it's called. It's like this kind of see-through tape that you use an iron to fuse the fabrics together, and that works really, really well. Um, Another thing that I'm gonna say because it's really worth mentioning, accessorize. You know, that's kind of I don't know the exact quote, but I mean, fashion is all about the accessories, and that can't be true for a plus size goth because when you're buying, and you really have to buy a lot of the plain black shirts, there's nothing better than to just make it pop with accessories. I'll wear a plain black t-shirt and a black pair of capris, and that looks boring, you know? It's great if I just have to run to the store, but it's boring. So if I'm going out or something, a big thing I've been into lately is fascinators, like the headbands. I'll wear like a really, really big headband and a big wide belt and really like chunky jewelry, you know, silver tone with, you know, big skulls and everything. I'm kind of toned down today than I normally am. I have been because I've been making my videos impromptu. But see, like this bracelet I bought at I think it was Spencer's. I mean, just wearing something like this with a plain black shirt. Anybody out there, any normal people, you know, normal as in non-goths, they can wear black shirts. I think it really sets you off when these people are like looking at you and then they notice that you're wearing a spike bracelet or you're wearing big skull earrings, you know, and your black lipstick and your black makeup, if that's what you do. So learn to accessorize really well. Learn to embellish your own clothing because it's so worth it when you're plus size. Another thing, if you're plus size and you want to embellish your clothing, this is like, I'll tell this to even non plus size people. Go to the thrift store, and the rule of thumb that I use is don't look at anything for what it is now. Look at something for what it will become. I can cite this really great example. I wish I still had the coat, but I don't. When I was in high school, I was given to me this black blazer. I really liked the way that it fit on me, but it was just plain black and boring. So what I ended up doing is I went to the thrift store with my mom, and I found this really cute crocodile skin purse. It was all purple, like this beautiful shade of purple. It was just amazing. And I'm like, I'm not gonna wear a purple bag. That's just not me. But I bought the bag. I took it home, and I cut out flame kind of shaped strips to put on the lapels of the jacket. And then the leftover material that I had from the bag, I put patches on the elbows, and I used the strap, the purse strap, because it had a strap with little D hooks, and it had like a leather strap, it has like the little lobster claw clasp. I took that and I ripped the D rings off the purse. I liquid stitched them to the blazer, and then I used it for strapping on the back of the blazer. Which I know, I wish you really still had the blazer, because I can't really describe what it looked like. But I'll tell you what, I wore that out all the time. And even non-goth were coming up to me and saying, "Where did you get that jacket? It's completely amazing. I love it, da 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 da." And, I had so much pride to look at them and say, "I made it. It's the only one, so get lost." Well, I wasn't that rude about it, but you know what I mean? So never go, like, don't pass up the colors in the thrift store, because adding color to your wardrobe when you're goth is not a bad thing. You know, I think there's even like some standard colors, like purples and reds, and I think even a lot of people like dark green. I'm not a green fan, but a lot of people use dark green. Also, look in the smaller sizes for different fabrics. Another perfect example is I went into the smaller sections. I do a lot of crafting, and I found this extra small sized, I think it was honestly a piece of a lingerie or something. It was like black velvet. It had this big, like, overflowing plumage of black feathers on it. It was $3. Just for the feathers alone, it would have constituted probably a full feather boa that you would get from Michael's, which those can run anywhere from $10 to $15. So $3 for a feather boa, and then it's an extra small, so it wasn't a lot, but I had, a decent scrap of black velvet for my disposal to use, and I actually ended up embossing a lot of the velvet that came from it and using it on a jacket as a patch on a jacket of mine. So never pass up the small sizes. Never pass up, colorful things. Look through all the clothing, really. Because, you just get in there and you get like that mindset, like, okay, I'm not looking at this for what it is. I'm looking at it for what it's going to become. And you'd be surprised how much inspiration, how much stuff that you can pull out of a thrift store to really personalize your wardrobe. So this video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to stop it here. But to recap, I want you to go and Google super sizes and plus sizes, and you'll see what I mean. Like, there is definitely a line, let's say a line between plus size and now this super size. So go research that, look it up. I'm going to have some links in the bottom bar right here somewhere, in the bottom bar somewhere, to stores that cater to plus size and super size. But yeah, go look that up, plus size, super size, and give me some feedback. Let me know if you're plus size or you're super size. Let me know about, anything, your awesome thrift store finds, or, any cool tips that you have for plus size people and straight size people. Sometimes, people are in that in-between sizes where they could be plus size, but they're not. Or, I'm sorry to say, there's people in denial that they should be wearing a plus size and they're not. So, just, let me know your thoughts and everything. And thanks for watching. I actually filmed my first tutorial video today. I need to edit it like crazy because, okay, first of all, I made it through like, I think about 10 minutes of tape before I realized that, well, not tape, 10 minutes of recording before I realized it wasn't recording. Mm-hmm. So I have to edit the crap out of it, but that'll be up probably either late tonight. I'm on the Eastern Seaboard, so whatever that means to you. Um, it'll be up either late tonight or tomorrow sometime. On the Monstera, I'm going to have a link to that, of course, because that's my new channel where I'm going to be posting all my DIY tutorials, and you all need to go there and friend and subscribe so you can learn how to do some super fucking cool gosh shit. Mm-hmm. All right, so love you all. Bye.